Welcome to the 180 podcast brought to you by BTFU. We've got a very fun potty ahead of us. We're going to announce the winner of the signed Roosters jersey. We've got teams jockeying for top 4 and top 8. We've got guys drinking out of toilets and other guys turning up the training piss. So there's lots to cover here, Reni. There's lots to cover.
Right up my alley.
Right up, this is right up your alley, this one.
It is.
It's something that you'd do.
Well, and the proof's in the pudding, mate. I've got a story for you.
Okay, well, we'll get to
drink. It's not the toilet, though.
We're drinking other things. We'll get there. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the check-in. Now, we value our check-ins.
Yeah.
And they are very important because the two rehabbers that we have on this podcast, I've been very concerned about. And only last week, can I just remind the viewers and the listeners, only last week they put shit on me for questioning where they were at in life and saying that they were back on and off the piss, training, even got their blood tests to make sure they can get, back to where they want to get to. Reni, what did you do last week?
Hang on. I didn't say I was off the piss. I had
Hang on. You said, I've never said I'm off the piss. And I said, yeah, you say it every week.
Well, I actually attended the Mark Hughes Foundation
now you're going to use a charity
event, which you were meant to host.
Now we're going
which
low.
You were meant to host. And then...
Don't use a charity here.
Hang on.
Don't pocket me into a corner.
You didn't turn up to a charity event. I did.
I didn't turn up, or I was busy and I couldn't attend
it. Where were you?
I had about 28 meetings because I've got 4 clients that are either off contract or trying to move clubs.
Right.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's okay, mate.
Amongst my 3 other jobs. So I apologise in advance for that.
Check in. So Friday was the Mark Hughes Foundation charity event. Put on a great event. The boys are doing the Kokoda Trail. I was stuck in my room all day Saturday.
I think you're going to say you're stuck in your room all night that night. No?
No. All day Saturday I was very hung, and Sunday I've trained twice a day
let's not go. You're jumping ahead here. You're jumping ahead here. The people want to know. So did you just go home after the Mark Hughes?
No, I did not, Braith.
What did you do?
I stayed out to a very late hour.
Okay.
Yes.
And I can confirm that because I didn't hear from him until Monday.
Yeah, radio silence.
Which is normally So what do you want to say to everyone about where you're at right now?
What do you mean? I've trained every day since Sunday, twice a day.
What day is it?
Sunday, Monday,
it's Wednesday.
I've seen evidence of the training. He puts up the shadow boxing. Looks good.
Yeah, he's back then if he's shadow boxing.
I go in, do the shadow box, and then walk straight out. I'm in there for 12 seconds.
Okay.
Lost 4 kilos since last Friday. I'm in good shit. I'm in a good headspace.
You know why you've lost that 4 kilos?
Yeah.
Because you've taken those pants off from last week.
Oh, fuck.
I reckon those pants weigh 4 kilos.
To those viewers that were bagging those pleated pants, I've actually thrown them out.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, God. That's the only comment I looked at. I was like, yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad.
They did look like curtains, but...
Yeah, you know what? I like my style, but you can't bag mimmies and then start
I
wearing
thought you pulled them off,
pants.
those pants.
Well, I do pull them off.
Well, why'd you throw them out there?
Because that one comment. There could have been 2 comments.
Mate, be yourself, Reni. When you're 43?
Yeah.
Like, are you still impacted by other people's opinions?
Yeah.
So at least there's honesty.
Yeah, there is honesty. So, okay, good news then. You're back on track. You've had a big training week. You've trained twice. You've lost 4 kilos.
Twice a day since Sunday.
Sorry. You've lost 4 kilos.
I have.
With or without the pants. And so you're going to be quiet. Okay. Are you going to be quiet this week?
Quiet.
No drinking?
No drinking. Not a drop.
You know what the key is, though? Don't say that.
I am fully invested in
this.
I
know, but you can be fully invested and still have a couple of glasses of wine with dinner.
You know I can't.
That's true. I take that back.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the Unibet specialist, Aaron Mace, because he was strong on his comments last week, and we hear that he had a nice time in Melbourne.
I did have a nice time.
He also went quiet.
Very quiet.
He also went quiet, which to me...
Definitely.
When did I go quiet?
I didn't hear from you the whole of Saturday.
There's no reception in Melbourne.
When the Roosters...
You know what? The reception Crown Tower was really bad.
Well, on the highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a suite with some...
Friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, carry on.
Can I just say, last week I came into the show and I was very sore, I was very upset. Obviously, Roosters got thrashed.
Yep.
They put on a fantastic performance.
Yep. What's that got to do with your rehab, mate? Mate, we talk about
this
the
into
Roosters
a
later.
Roosters
Like,
I actually said I was starting this week, was what I said.
we need to roll back the tape.
We might need to review the footage.
Yeah.
But I went for a nice steam, sauna, little gym session yesterday. I'm going to follow
Steam in
it.
a sauna.
Steam sort of
Where'd
ice
you go,
bath. I did
Babylon?
ice bath. No, I went to the Sydney Football Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
You need a bit more than that, son.
Not a bad view there, I feel.
Actually, you're perspiring a little bit. You're
I
hot
am
here at the
sweaty.
Yeah,
moment.
you're sweating bullets, mate. That check-in's got him, mate.
The jacket's got him.
Why would I
rattled.
lie?
You know, sweating normally like
How
means...
could you tell I'm sweating from over there?
I can tell. I
Mate,
just
looks
didn't
like
want him-
Niagara Falls over there.
Yeah. Okay, so
The checking
But
got
long
me.
story short,
The teams, we've made progress. I'm back at the gym. He's lost 4 kilos.
we
You're still you.
we make progress every week, but what were you saying?
We'll leave him alone. We'll leave
You
him
gonna leave
alone.
me alone?
Yeah, we'll leave
I
him
had
How was
a-
your
alone.
actually? How was your weekend?
I had a quiet weekend.
How did
Yeah,
you
where
meet?
were
Because
you?
I say you do a lot for charity.
Yep.
You're always there for something.
We didn't do anything for charity on Friday.
Yeah, what?
No, Friday I was busy, and I have
where
already
were you?
stated that, Aaron. If you weren't listening at the top of the show,
I must have missed it.
I had Sunday off, which was a very nice Sunday.
Yeah, where
I
were
went
you?
to the Hunter Valley.
Yeah, right.
It was beautiful.
Good
Yeah.
company.
Great company, beautiful
Good wine.
wines.
Yeah.
I was blind drunk by the end of it because you taste test all these wines, but mate, I don't know how people. You can only do one day of it. Like I don't know how people go for a couple of days.
You drive back hungover.
Like honestly, I was hung yesterday driving home, and then I had to do 360. It was a long day.
Imagine the RBTs. They on the way home from the hunter.
Ways?
Ways.
No, I wasn't drunk. I went to sleep early. I'm not like you. I went to, you know, my drinking and yours very different, man. Very,
Yeah.
very different.
You were there. You
do
were
you
there
want to
once
give a
upon a
shout out
time.
to any of the wine you get to come home with any nice bottles?
I'm not good with I'm not good with
just
that
drink it.
stuff.
You
I
just
just like
drink it.
drinking. I'm not
Yeah.
like a connoisseur of any of that stuff. I just like the taste of it.
Yeah.
That-
Fair point.
yeah, I'm not even much of a whiny. I'm probably more a vodka or even gin. Anyway, who gives a shit? Let's get to the first
Fireball.
Fireball. Of course, I'm a fireball. They don't have fireball at wineries. Let's be honest.
That's true.
You know what? There's a pub there where I reckon they definitely have fireballs. Everyone goes there. What's it called? Everyone goes there in between their little because they get lots of hens and 30ths and all that. That's where they'd be smashing the fireball at the pub. Anyway, all right, let's get to our first topic, and it is the F up of the week, and it was Gemma Shibasaki and Reece Walsh from the Brisbane Broncos. We'll probably touch on Reece first here. Reece, he's thought he was funny, and he's drinking toilet water. Yes, it's a new toilet, it's a new bathroom.
It ain't that new. There would have been that many Darren Brits going through that from the labourers.
Hang on. So you think that someone's done a shit in that toilet before
100%. They would have been installed months ago. And then before they've handed over the renovation, they've given it a little bit of a clean. But that ain't a clean Brasco. I'm telling you, that'd be full of fucking Darrens.
Jeez. He's got ahead of himself there.
Oh, the
He's
most
picked up a new sponsor,
What is it?
Reece Plumbing.
Reece Plumbing.
Oh,
The most
mate.
concerning thing for me is those fingernails. Like, what's doing?
Well, okay. The story behind his fingernails is that he does them for his daughter.
No, it's not a good
You're not
enough
buying it?
excuse. No, can you imagine if I came home with my fingernails painted with my old man? I'd be kicked out in the fucking street.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't buy it either. And I just want to stipulate, Reece is, I'd say he's my favourite player. Like right now,
Done.
love him. And
Done.
I think he's great for the game. And, he is the modern day player in every sense, the way he plays and
And the
his YouTube channel, fingernails, waxed eyebrows, Sonny's in the dressing sheds. Like, I'm not going to critique him or criticise him for that, like, because he's got so many fans and he's a rock star, right? But I will call him out on the nails because I was watching the game and on Super Saturday, and I said, "Have a look at his nails." And Mal, the Queenslander's ears popped up because I work with Mal, and he goes, "Mate, he does that for his daughters." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do know that, Mal, but I reckon it's bullshit because I've got 2 daughters." And
fair enough.
they may paint my nails, and I wash it straight off, and I do it because I'm, I love my daughters and I want them to have, I want to have fun with them and that. But I ain't wearing them
Not in a game.
on 360. You know what I mean? And I think he just loves it because it is a thing. Bieber and all those blokes, they've all done it, right? All the basket.
It's very unusual.
They would go with the pleated pants, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be wearing Reni's pants for sure. And after a Darren Britt, he's not losing 4 kilos.
Get rid of that.
Hey?
We're just a couple of old fossils, I guess. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but a lot of people are pissed off about it because I don't care. Honestly, you've brushed it off.
I don't care about the toilet water or the fingernail.
No, to me, I don't lose sleep over any of them, and I don't think it's worth even criticising him over. But a lot of parents didn't like it because the kids do follow him. Like he's got millions. He's got heaps, hasn't he?
He's got a heap of followers.
And their kids are watching him drink toilet water. They don't know it's a new bathroom. We do because we're older.
How different is it to the bubbler?
Is it that new? It's a lot different.
Mate, it's different to pissing in your own mouth.
Yeah, I guess. But what he's saying, there's a Darren Britt there.
Well, there would have been a few. That's the labourers.
That's speculation.
That's speculation.
That's speculation.
Allegedly. We're doing an
just
allegedly.
because he shits in people's toilets when they don't know doesn't mean everyone does it. All right, let's get off this. Gemma Shibasaki now, he's rocked up to training, and they're not saying he was pissed, but they're saying that he's rocked up. He had to be under the influence or hungover badly, and they've dropped him for a big game. Talking top 4 spot. And when I first heard it, I thought maybe he went out in Townsville after the game, which we all know what that's like, and he maybe got back late or he'd broken some rules. But he's obviously crossed the line there with the leadership group and the coach. And I actually, before I get to you, Ren, I commend this. Back in the day, and we'll get into it, where we did this a lot, right? And it was back in the day, it was probably different expectation standards and culture. These days, very strict on alcohol, recovery, and especially the timing. Heading into this important game, I commend the leadership group of the Brisbane Broncos and Madge, which I knew Madge wouldn't be happy with this anyway, but for making a tough call, putting their standards, values, and culture ahead of just trying to win at all costs. So I'm actually a fan of it. I think it's a good call, and it's a big loss.
Did they have an alcohol ban?
Well, we don't know any of this too, right?
Yeah,
we don't know what the rule. We actually don't know what the exact rule he's broken. There could be and they don't need to tell us that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm just impressed he turned up because when I'm hungover, I'm dead. I had 17 Mondays off in 8 years at the Dogs. If I'm hungover,
I would not be telling anyone that. You had 17 Mondays off
in 8 years. I ain't turning up hungover. There's no chance
Obviously.
at all. So I'm more impressed. I'm actually more impressed that he turned up to training. Play on.
Mate, I never missed a bloody Monday. I'm sorry to say.
I still miss Mondays.
That's why we made this on a Wednesday. Originally it was supposed to be Mondays.
I'm starting to sweat again.
Monday-itis Reni. There you go, kids. If you want to be a first-year rugby league player,
have Monday off.
Have Monday off.
Yeah. Extra recovery.
Look, I'm going to just back you on that, Braith. It does set great standards from Madge. Huge call, especially needing to win to get in the top 4. Dean Mariner, I don't think he's not a strong centre defensively. You're missing a very powerful, experienced in the centres fucking player, and it's a huge call. So I stand by you with the Madge situation.
The big thing, Reni, that I think we should get across here is being a winger is very different to being a centre, and that's why we see it a lot. Like we see, and you might have some examples when I come to you, but you see it a lot where wingers want to be centres, and then they because it's a more premier position, or not so much these days actually with the wingers being like an extra forward, but you get your hands on the ball more. You are more probably, actually, you know what? I wouldn't say you're more influential anymore, but a lot of wingers want to be centres.
Yeah.
But then when they actually get to centre, they realise it's very different. The best example is Zach Lomax, right? You've got to make decisions more in defence, more critical decisions. You've got to defend more, like I just said. In attack, you are, you're either involved in the block or you've got to provide good service to your outside man. But it's a very different position in the modern day.
You've said it perfectly. Like you, as a centre, just like you've got to make a really tough decision. Am I jamming here? As a winger, you just follow your centre.
Yeah.
So Dean Mariner, I think he's a fantastic attacker. I have big question marks over his defence, and they're gonna target him this week. So to sit Shibasaki out is like I don't think people understand how big a call that is from Madge and how for the future of that club and standards, he's just drawn a line in the sand again.
Yeah. Before I ask you the next question, I meant to mention at the top of the show that we will announce the winner of the Roosters jersey. Okay, so we're going to get there very soon. I should have mentioned it at the top. I didn't, but we will announce that, and I've got some exciting news around this week's games as well. Now, just quickly before we finish off on this, does it have the potential to cost them a win this week, that move?
Absolutely it does.
Play Melbourne. And what are Melbourne going to do?
Attack Mariner.
Straight at him.
Melbourne coming off a loss. Oh
yeah, we'll get there later on, but that's another thing, right?
So they're in. They win. They cement their spot in the top 4. Brisbane.
Yeah. If they win, they're top 4, and that means that the Warriors and the Sharks doesn't matter. But if they lose, Sharks win against the Dogs, or if they lose, Warriors win against Manly, they jump back up.
That is just a huge call. They're just not one player is bigger than the team.
I love it,
club. I love it.
That's the type of that, like, you know, it's a short term loss for a long term goal win. You know, like that's the standards you got to set at your club. You know, like, and it actually ends up being a good thing down the track. You know, and every player knows now where they stand and what their expectations are for their teammates and the club and their fans. So I actually really applaud it. All right, let's get to the next thing. And this is a big one. We had to do it early. It's the Roosters and their game against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the implications it has, the rivalry that goes back hundreds of years now, over 100 years. It goes back decades. It goes back forever long. Like, you know, I've lived it. I've played it. I've supported the Bunnies and I've supported the Roosters because of certain situations throughout my career. And, you know, I've been spat on. I've been punched in the head by Fire Logo, which everyone loves to talk about. So
he says hello, by the way. I was thinking last week.
Hey, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Seems like your career's kicked on. Congratulations. Now, let's... What?
He's doing great, actually. He's a fantastic bloke.
What's he doing?
No idea.
Exactly. All right, let's move on now.
We were away together. But
he's a dog. It was a dog shot. Like, he got me good, but I wasn't.
Hey, let's move on.
Yeah, don't get me into that. But to the day I die, he's a dog. So it's as simple as that. But this right here, like, that gets me fucking angry, right? Because that's what the rivalry is, and that's how much I hate them. You know, I fucking hate them. And that made it.
You hate South that
hate
much?
Hate them, mate. When I didn't go there, and there was so many reasons for it, and I've probably talked to it throughout this podcast or even in others, but I didn't go back. I wanted to play for South since I was born. You know, I was red and green. You and I mean, like, my uncle was the president. My whole family went for South. Like, it was my dream. They got kicked out of the comp. My uncle George, he took me to Canterbury, and then when I nearly came back, they had no team, and they were trying to rebuild it, and no one would go. Like, it was Matt Orford and Belly from Melbourne, and I said, if they sign, I'll go. I don't want to go on with it, but I didn't. And then the reaction to that was pretty brutal for me. I got booed every time I touched the ball against them. They spat on me. You know, even when I got kinged, they clapped, you know, they clapped fucking Fire Logo off, you know. So, you know, like, I fucking hate them, you know what I mean? And they hate me, and that's good. Yeah. That's life, and that's why I hope the Roosters win. But it's not, that's part of it. Like, I've had South fans, some of your mates, actually. Some of your bra boy fuckwit mates.
Here we go. It's all coming out now.
Yeah, it is, right? Because I love a lot of the bra boys and mates with them, and a lot of them are fuckwits. And a couple of them, we had a game one night, and I've never told this story. I'm telling it now. We had a game one night, and it was one of my milestone games that we actually lost, and I was shattered. And I had a newborn baby, and I was with my ex-wife, and we were living in Clovelly. And this is another reason why, you know, I do hate him so much. And that I had knocking on the door at early the next morning. I've got my daughter Alia and my ex, and I'm thinking, who's knocking on my door at this time? And there's 4 or 5 blokes with beer bottles at the door, and they were the bra boys, and my ex is like scared shitless. I've got my young daughter there, and they're carrying on about how they beat us last night, South, over the Roosters. And, mate, I rang you straight away, remember?
Yeah.
But, that's kind of the levels that this gets to, right?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. Like, that actually now makes me real angry. But, that's the type of shit that these, some South fans and Roosters fans will go to. You know what I mean? That's how much they hate each other. And to this day, it kills me. And I can't believe I just told that story, but it's true. Yeah. And so, should we announce the winner of the Roosters jersey from last week, or wait till we cover this?
It's up to you. You're captain.
Let's cover this game because I don't think that's a happy thing.
I want to ask a question for them. What is that fear like? So every week is serious. What's different as a Rooster leading into that week? Like, how much of it is spoken about? Because obviously, like we know, and
foundation clubs, mate.
No, but I want to hear it as
There's
you
two
played
stories,
there,
right? So the Roosters story is South don't respect them. They think they buy all their players,
which is they don't anymore.
Well, they don't anymore. But there's a period, where they could whatever. They're the silver spoon, living in the eastern suburbs, big money, better lifestyle. Everything handed to them on a platter, which is not true. Like, if you go through all the players in the Roosters, now because they're professional athletes, but if you go on their background, their stories, where they've come from and where they are now. So that's one thing that the Roosters would definitely play on. The turf war's definitely one, is Coogee and all that, are they Roosters or South areas and all that sort of thing. The book of feuds and the Russell Crowe doing this, where was he for so long, and all of a sudden he just pops up as the owner, and he's playing the fanfare and living it up like he's the hero. There's that. And from South, it's the opposite, South look at it like they are the working class, Mascot, Redfern, La Perouse, which they are, and a lot of them come from nothing. They're the, hard-working, South Sydney Rabbitohs who, went through a period there where they didn't have a lot of success too. They did the early days, and they've kind of rebuilt themselves. And
that was back when the game was in black and white.
There's the, Craig Wing going there, who was a local junior. There's me, who's a part of that. There's a few others that are a part of that as well. And it's that, and then it's the heavyweights of Politis v. Crowe and Politis v. There's all of that. And they just don't, the Rabbitohs just don't think the Roosters have worked as hard as them and are as humble as they are, I would say, is where that comes from.
I think that a lot of that's changed, for your Uncle George to get the team back into the competition, Russell, and then win a competition in 2014, it's been a great, story for the revival of the Bunnies.
It was, definitely.
But then they go from Redfern to Heffron in these state-of-the-art centre, sports centre. I'm thinking, hang on. All of a sudden doesn't feel like the working class anymore. Where am I?
Is Russell Crowe working class?
Well, I think we're past that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that's where
it stems from.
It's
a great rivalry, and I love it. And I can't wait for this game.
It's what makes football. It's what makes footy. You go and look at European soccer and UK. It's the rivalry which makes that atmosphere.
What year was it when everyone was getting sin binned? Was that 2-3 years ago?
It was a couple of years ago. The big send-off.
So, you've got
sin
AJ.
Sunday, was it? Or
you've got AJ 3 tries off the record. You've got, Ken Murray coming back. You've got a few players coming back. Roosters could potentially get knocked out of the 8. This is it's a semi-final, really.
I said it weeks ago on here, in 2 weeks' time, I guarantee you that this game's going to mean something. And the Roosters, and this is pretty much it. The Roosters have a chance to make the finals when they have been on the edge, and the only team that can knock them out are the team that hate them the most.
Yeah. And we did this to them 2 years ago, didn't we? Didn't we knock them out of the 8? That was the position as the jostling.
Yeah, and I can tell you now, South are a big chance, and we'll probably touch on it more in the
glory.
Yeah, in the preview. But another thing to take notice here is Cam Murray has come back from a serious injury to maybe play half a game, right?
Yes.
If they're not playing the Roosters, there is no way in the world they are risking Cam Murray after what he's been through. He's not playing. He's not going on the Kangaroo Tour. He's told Mal it's not happening. So the only reason he's coming back for this game and they're playing him is because of this rivalry.
You said Sam Walker shouldn't play the rest of the season. Should Cameron Murray be coming back for 30 minutes?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. All right, now let's announce the winner of the Roosters jersey. Now, no one got the score right because it was such a big score. Melbourne, was it 40-12?
And it was an upset.
And it was an upset. So we've had to go for the closest. So there's only one jersey and there was only one person who was close. And the winner is Sam Avanavoli. Now, I hope I've said that right. Well done, Sam.
On your semi boy.
I'm going to get the jersey down for you, bud. Oh, see my fat bloater in the background.
You have put on weight.
Hey?
What's that body
You've
fat
been
count
eating.
again?
Ooh,
Look at
can't
that.
even sit down. Here it is, the Roosters jersey. I'll spell it out so we've got the right. It's SAM, obviously, for Sam. Last name AVVENEVOLE. So contact us and give us your details, and we'll send this beautiful Roosters BYD jersey out to you. So congratulations, well done. It wasn't an easy score to pick, and that's why you've won it because not many got close, to be honest with you. So well done to
Good on you, Sammy.
Now, this week, because I had two jerseys, we're going again. And because of the rivalry between South and the Roosters and the anticipation around this, I've got another jersey and we're going round two. Pick the score. Roosters versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Whoever picks the score wins. Now, if it is a tie this week, there is only one jersey. We'll put the names in a hat. So if there is a number of winners, names go in a hat. We'll pull it out live on the podcast next week, and the winner gets the jersey. Make sure that you subscribe and tag on the Instagram, or else you are no chance, because this week there was a couple of people that were close, but they weren't subscribed. You will not get the jersey, okay?
Can you imagine if a South supporter wins this week? Burns it live.
If a South supporter wins, I might burn the jersey live here.
Can I?
No, I wouldn't do that. And it's not like that. I got revved up a bit because I spoke through, and people would understand now why I hate him, right? Do you understand why I hate him?
Well, you made me start sweating again.
Yeah. But, that's the, it runs deep, mate. It runs deep.
Can I throw something out for the fans?
Yeah.
Because obviously you did play for a few different clubs. If anyone would like a signed jersey from any of the teams that you two played that we can maybe produce, obviously Reni's got a few Bulldogs jerseys.
Reni's produced nothing. What do you mean?
I want to hear from the fans. Which jersey would you like given away next?
I'll say this, Aaron. Now, I'm going to get a Bulldogs jersey for the finals to do the same thing. Maybe we don't do pick the score. I don't know. We might come up with a different concept, but I am going to have a Bulldogs jersey in the next week or two for us to give away. So I'll do that. And I think, it's a bit late in the season now to be saying we can get other jerseys. We can next year on the podcast.
Yeah, just next year.
But
any competitions.
we're not just Roosters and Bulldogs here. We're going to cover everyone.
I'll get a Sharks jersey.
I've got about 10 Tigers jerseys because they look after me still. But I'll get Tigers. We'll get whatever. We are, we're for the fans here, guys.
That's it.
We're for the fans. We're for the people. All right, let's move on. Now it's time for Reni's Fireball Hot Take for this week. Reni,
my
fire
Fireball
away.
Hot Take are the Canberra Raiders. Winning the minor premiership, mate. Unbelievable. Everyone wrote them off this year, and Ricky Stewart, we've got 120 fireballs coming your way.
Mate, Sticky'd have a crack. He'd love a fireball.
He loves that drink.
He does fire up as well.
Yeah,
so he's really on brand, doesn't
There
he?
you go.
Old cat's arsehole. when he came to training with bloodshot eyes, you knew you were in for a tough day. But no, look, it's nothing short of outstanding, especially to win the minor premiership at home. Wrap that up, rest the team this week. So the Fireball Hot Take, team of the week, the Raiders.
Nice, I love it, Ren. So I think it's 34, 35 years since they won the minor premiership.
Yeah.
And in that minor premiership team was Ricky Stewart and that golden era
Yeah,
of,
it was.
it was probably Clyde, Meninga, all that, right? So
Were you a fan back then in the
I
90s?
had the Clyde,
Green Machine.
yeah, Canberra Clyde.
Yeah,
Clyde was my favourite player,
So
Brad
was
Clyde. Yeah, I had his jersey and
Daly.
I loved Ricky's cutout passes. Watching the Kangaroo tour with
Remember
the
that cutout
Puma
pass?
balls, they had the Puma big balls.
Yeah.
And he just zing him.
Yep.
He was brilliant. And just on the Raiders, big congratulations to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The start of the year, no one gave them a chance. I don't care if anyone says they did think that they'd get a minor premiership. I reckon they're lying because no one did. And that win against the Warriors in Vegas, which I was there for, was it was so good. And it only took one game to go, these guys look different. But sometimes they, you see that rounds 1, 2, 3, and you get excited and they fall off a cliff. They haven't looked like falling off a cliff. They've been so consistent. They've got better as the year's gone on, and they are genuine premiership
The only
contenders.
time they've fallen off a cliff is one half of footy against the Dogs.
Yeah, and the Dragons. They played the
Oh, the
Dragons.
Dragons,
But that
right.
was like cold
Yeah.
down in
miserable.
Wollongong, and you
Yep.
could tell it was
Yep.
just,
But just to, I can't speak highly enough of Josh Papali'i and Joseph Topani. Like just for them two to lead those Hudson Young.
Has he just extended his career? Have they signed him for one more year, Papali'i?
Yeah,
I think they were doing one more year.
I think they are now
because he was
gonna
going to
do
go
it.
to England, yeah.
Yeah.
For them to lead the pack and just be the leaders of that team, just off the back of their youth as well.
Yeah.
Like Ethan Strange
I
the
love
last
him.
3 weeks.
What a player, man.
Could you just is he probably along with Reece Walsh in the last month probably the best player in the game?
Yep.
We're
is.
coming into finals.
And I think I've said the last few weeks, I'd never seen him play a bad game. And I think he's got Origin written all over him.
He's the 14 next
He's
year.
a full Origin player.
Do you think
He's
he'll get
the
called in
14.
the Kangaroos?
Yeah, they could. The only problem with that is they've got Dearden, Moses, Munster, Cleary, and usually that you'd take someone like Strange on the tour just to give them a bit of a dip their toes in, but I don't even know if they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, because it's only a 22-man squad.
only 3
right?
games, man.
3 games. I think the Poms have named him at 6
Who?
with an asterisk. Ethan Strange.
Oh,
No, that's it.
No.
I'm not kidding.
Is that a story or are you
Is this an allegation?
Look it up.
Allegedly?
Look it up.
no?
Potential team.
Potential team. Who wrote this? Some gibber. But you've
Not
been
making it
scrolling.
up.
You've been doom scrolling. Well, you thought it was your DMs and you've got lost in.
I ended up on the Pommy team.
Maybe.
Well, half the Pommy team's bloody Aussies anyway.
Yeah, but mate, that's not happening.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well Aaron
Bit of
can
wishful
Aaron
thinking.
can look it up on the computer now as we chat. But all right, let's say congratulations to them. Good Reni's fireball hot take there. Raiders minor premiership, and now we'll move on to the play of the week. And this is more the play of the week this week. We're going to cover the race for the top 4 and the race for the top 8. But the play of the week to lead us into this chat was the Roosters and that second half. What was it? 40 unanswered. Was it 40 unanswered
40-0.
points?
40
unanswered points against the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne to keep their finals hopes pretty much alive. And it was Mark Nawonganitawase with 4 tries.
He could have 5.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's come a long
He swapped
way.
with Toy out. Toy went out to the wing because he was a little bit injured, and Rad's through. That's another person who's playing unbelievable. Rad's.
Yeah,
How good's he going?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So that's well, let's sort of talk about the Roosters a bit and Melbourne that game. Not too much, but so the Roosters now positioned. They're in 8th, right? They've got now the Dolphins behind them who have a better for and against. So
No, they don't. Not anymore, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They're behind them in 14 points, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, give me one sec. I will confirm that.
Oh, after that big win.
Yeah, they're different. 102 the Roosters, 87 Dolphins.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, but how are they on the same points or?
No,
so
they're
Dolphins need to
so
win
if
by
so,
15.
So,
so
hang on, so the
Roosters-
Dolphins actually need to win by a bit of a margin
By
then.
16.
yeah, and East have to lose.
Oh,
so
actually,
if the
no.
Roosters,
Because if
so this-
Dolphins win,
points.
yeah.
so if
yeah.
Roosters win, the Dolphins are playing for another. They already could be in Bali mode.
So it's a 15-point
differential.
differential.
Yeah.
So if the Roosters, if they do lose, they've just got to just lose, and then the Dolphins
Would have to
have
just
to win
win.
by probably at least 10 if that's the
Maybe
case.
more.
maybe more. So it's exciting. So the Roosters with that win against Melbourne they had to after the loss to Parramatta. Well, let's dive into this then. Dolphins. Who are the Dolphins got? Canberra who are resting
players out.
10 players.
It's at
So the Dolphins
it's at Suncorp too, right?
Dolphins are going to win. So the
Just
Roosters
depends.
need to win.
They need to win.
This is so big.
So, but what if East win? Do you reckon should you back Canberra at the start? Because Dolphins are like, fuck it, we're going anyway?
No, because the Raiders are thinking about finals. You know, they don't want to get injured. The players that are playing, that are in the, the ones that haven't been rested. Ricky wouldn't even care. You know what? If I'm Ricky, I'd rather the Roosters the Dolphins make the 8 and the Roosters not. If I'm just looking at the big picture,
100%.
you know what I mean? Like I'm sort of for the first time this year.
You don't think that would have been in the back of Ricky's mind?
Well, I reckon it could have been
100%.
Yeah.
They're resting as many players as they can.
Yeah. Have you not thought about that?
That was interesting.
Roosters are
What
a real
great
threat.
theory.
You know what I mean? Like if they're in the 8,
100%.
I'm
I
Ricky.
can't
I'm
believe
like,
they brought Sam back, and now he's saying they're a real threat.
Yeah, I love this.
Well-
Can we cut that up?
if you keep sitting on his thumbs, then he might not be out again, cockwatcher.
Low blow. He took offence to that, didn't he?
He did. He really did.
Sorry, so Friday is Roosters South. When does Dolphins?
Sunday.
Just while we're on that, Reddy put a line through the Panthers, said they can't win it. Are you with him on that?
No.
Seeing
no
that
way.
you two are a team?
No way. You're off the bike, Reedy.
Oh,
How can you go against a team that's won 4 competitions?
I agree.
You know,
Yeah, just wanted to check in and see if you touch base with him.
Penrith. If there's a team that can do it, I'll jump on the bandwagon here. If there's a team that can do it outside of the 4, it's Penrith.
Okay, Manly are a mathematical chance. We just don't think it's going to happen,
No.
so we're not even going to go there. So I'm going to ask you one question here. Who makes the 8, Dolphins or Roosters?
Dolphins.
I know what you're going to say. Chooks. Okay.
I only want the Dolphins in because
I'm
I've said the Roosters won't make the 8
I
all
know.
year.
You're
No, but
stubborn.
like, can I tell you, I am petrified of the game because I know that when this clash happens, it all goes out the window.
Yeah.
Everything goes out the
And
window.
it's Sam Walker's got to come back to the team after being knocked out. They've got to stay
Yeah.
cool, calm, and collected.
He's
The
gonna
fact
be
that
a
Trelly's
huge
not
target.
playing is a
Yeah,
huge
Trell, I thought he
result.
would have played. I know he's got the nerve, which is whenever you're talking nerve damage, man, you don't stuff around with that. So I understand why he's not, but he must be in a bit of pain. If he,
Apparently, the movement in his left arm is not
and
good.
you don't mess with nerve pain or damage.
It's not good to hear.
All right, quickly, we'll go to the top 4 now. Let's talk through this scenario. Top 4 Broncos win. They are in now. They're playing the Melbourne Storm, who 600 games, Bellamy was embarrassed. They've named a much stronger team this week. They've got Jerome Hughes back. Their bounce back factor is probably one of the best in the competition for decades now in terms of a win after a loss. The Broncos, well, no Shibasaki, as we touched on, but Reece Walsh has been scintillating form.
How good's he going?
Before we talk about that, so the Broncos, if they win, they're in. If they lose, the Sharks beat the Dogs, they're in. If the Sharks lose, the Warriors, if the Sharks and Broncos lose and the Warriors beat Manly at 4 points, which I think is unlikely this week, I think Manly will win it, but that's just the scenario. Then Manly actually overtake both of them, Warriors overtake both of them for 4th. Now, we'll go through each one now. Broncos, quickly, what do you think?
Tough ask to go down to Melbourne, especially with Shibasaki gone now. I mean, I think
it's in
No,
Brisbane.
it's in Brisbane.
sorry, it's in Brisbane. He's starting Nelson too, isn't he? So you know what his intention is. He's trying to.
Bash him up the middle.
Well, he's trying to fight fire with fire. So just go like you got Payne Haas. You got to obviously they got a big pack, big powerful pack.
Katoa back in that side's huge for Melbourne.
What happened to Blore? Is he injured? Look,
Law's either injured or dropped. Is he named anywhere?
No, he's out. He's not named at
He must be injured, but I know that he didn't
Jonah
have
Pezzett back to reserves.
Yeah, he's not playing this week, Jonah. And he's done
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong.
This
has
is
he?
huge. I just
Hey,
don't
can
like,
I just say, he
you
was
know-
so good in that first half against
Well,
us.
he didn't even get, and he's on the right side, to be fair. Like all the damage was done on the left.
Defensively, just the only thing that worries me about Brisbane, they just have a shootout with you. They could score 30 points but leak 20, 26, you know.
Yeah.
So
You
Given
know what?
Melbourne's-
This is the Melbourne team that's probably leaked the most points ever, I would say, not knowing the stat. But I very rarely have seen a Melbourne team league points like they have this year.
Yeah, I've got to say this. I totally disregard last week for Melbourne.
Of course, me too.
Just that game. But no, you're right. Like Melbourne have been inconsistent.
But they've been inconsistent.
Players,
Yeah, they rested players, and all the tries were the same down the same side. And I'm not going to name names, but a couple of guys they had there. You won't see them again this year.
The second half of the Bulldog game against Melbourne, there's a little bit of a blueprint there to beat the Storms, and I reckon Brisbane probably have moving the ball. Making those forwards move around, offload, second phase, ad lib.
Yeah, but that's you're right.
And that's how Brisbane play.
They do play that way, but that's always been the blueprint with Melbourne.
Of
it's
course,
just can you execute
it?
Do you know that the Melbourne did not have one tackle inside the Roosters 20 in the second half?
No, that's what I'm saying. They didn't
that's
even
insane.
They did not even get down. It was just a non-event. It was, and now they're our worst enemy, but they weren't good. Now, what about the Sharks Dogs? Can you get the teams up? Are they resting? Are Dogs resting players? Because that was a.
It was
Dogs
weird.
are still short price favourites here, so they must
can
have
I tell you? They went from being $3 or something.
Yeah, I saw
early
that.
market. I was thinking, what's going on here?
I thought they were resting everyone.
I thought, but why? I couldn't imagine them doing it. But,
The Dogs.
Yeah, because
they're set.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
They don't need to win.
Go back to the team list.
Yeah,
please.
I've got it.
I reckon they're taking this serious, the Dogs, in terms of not resting because they aren't happy with where they're at, right?
Correct.
So if they're going to take on a team that needs to win, right? So they're taking on the
They
Sharks.
need form.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can still they need to improve. They know they need to improve, and they think we're taking on a desperate team who are fighting for top 4, and this is our best. This is our best flex to go out there and get confidence heading into the finals by beating them at Cronulla. When they need to win. I think this is a good game, wherever it is. I think this is a good move for Serrato.
Absolutely. Because you remember what happened last year. They lost their last 2 games of the regular season and then went out in straight sets. They need to go into the semi-finals with form. And they're still nowhere near – they're not nowhere near where they need to be, but there's definitely elements of the game they need to
Well, again,
improve.
we couldn't take much out of Penrith's game. People were
but they weren't great.
No, they weren't right, but you can't be too critical of the Dogs either in that game because – we know, like I've experienced it. You come up against teams that are under strength, and whether you want to get yourself in the right mindset, but you kind of know you're going to win it, and you maybe not just that, not switched on or not as sharp as you would be.
Regardless, these kids that covered the Penrith players, they've been in the system. They know, they're well drilled.
Okay. We'll touch on the Sharks more in the preview. We'll probably keep the preview a bit shorter because we've covered a few of this, but I'll just ask you now. And of course, we've got the Warriors against Manly at Manly. I actually think Manly will win this. Last game for DC at home, and they played pretty good last week. Warriors are limping in a little bit and, away from home, and it doesn't really change the Warriors too much if they win or lose. By the time they play, I believe they'll know whether they can make top 4 or not. So, I'm going to go Manly. But just out of Broncos, Sharks and the Warriors, who finishes 4th?
Broncos.
Sharks.
Sharks. So you're saying Broncos lose and Sharks win, pretty much? Okay.
The Sharks beat the Dogs.
All right. I'm going to go Broncos. I think Broncos will beat Melbourne. I don't think it'll be by a long way.
You think Broncos beat Melbourne?
I think they can beat them.
Just quickly, a few weeks ago, we all bagged those journalists for saying about Broncos losing their halves. God, they've been impressive since losing their halves, haven't they?
They've been better. And
if anything, they've actually been better.
Because Reece has more responsibility. Without Ezra and Reno, they're a better team.
How is this
in a strange way? Would you agree?
Yeah, in a strange way, yes. What I would say is I don't think they've been better as a team. I think that Reece has been 10 times better, and that's what the difference has
more
been.
Responsibility.
I think if Reno slides back in, and just lets Reece do his thing, but controls different because Reno can get more control of the game with his kicking game, but he can limit the errors more because Reece is making errors, but other players are following him with errors. I think if Reece just does his thing and if he makes errors, it's fine because he makes up with it with brilliance. But if you add that brilliance and just a little bit more control from Reno, I think that gets him to another level.
Might have been you or someone spoke about it recently with Sam Walker. Like, let Sam Walker be Sam Walker. If he makes errors, we're just going to back him and defend, right? It's just like Reece Walsh. It's the same thing. Hey, here's the keys to the team.
Yep.
If you fuck up, we're going to back you defensively.
And you know who needs credit for this? Michael Maguire, because everyone's hammering him about how hard he is, how disciplined he is. He's boring, like his game plans are simple. He has given Reece the keys. He's not. The old Michael Maguire might have changed his game, and everyone thought he would, and he hasn't. He's let Reece be Reece, and he hasn't got enough credit for that because he's copped it all year.
Yep.
They're a chance of top four when everyone said they were cooked and bagging the army camps and. You know, the way he's coaching, he's too aggressive. The players are unhappy. Well, are they unhappy now? And how are they going now? He hasn't received enough credit for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Let Reece be Reece. So just back him. If he makes an error, we fucking defend up because you know you're going to get points out of him in the next set.
Oh, he's so good when he's good. But, geez, he comes up with some shit errors. But he's so good. Like, so good.
He's unbelievable to watch.
Let's get to where are we? The blow-up of the week now. It is time for the blow-up of the week. And don't want to spend too much time on this. But it has been a topic, and it was the pass from Shibasaki back on the inside to Walters.
How do you get that so wrong? Like you got your winger outside. You've got who did he pass it to? Walters on the inside, and you just shank it that bad. Like it was forward.
He shot himself, I think, because he had three players around him and no defence apart
It's
from
a
the
skill
fullback.
you learn when you're in under fives. Draw and pass.
It's one of the first things to learn.
It's like he had too long to think about it. He should have threw the pass 3 metres before he did.
Absolutely.
But, you know, and there's been all this talk, like the touchy was 30 metres behind. He couldn't catch up.
So you need a faster touchy.
Yeah, so he needs to go to Roger
Ashley
Fabry.
Klein,
Klein was right there.
right there.
And he even stuttered and just kept running. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? That's forward. Like, and this is where the the whole bunker ruling on forward passes comes in. I'm like, you know what? The referee was... accountability. He's right there.
No, I'm not. I heard you talk about it on 360, bringing in technology about forward passes. You got two touches and a referee. If you can't call that, you don't belong on the field. You don't need technology.
Is he going to get
Someone suggested to me, if they did do the technology, right? You know the cameras, and they got them in the NFL and all that too, right? The ones that go up and down the sideline that are like computerized. You know, like if you had a camera, right, always someone controlling that camera in line with the ball, you know, just zooming up and down.
Well, what about Eagle Cam? You can't get Eagle Cam wrong.
Even Eagle Cam, but there's ways around. But I suppose
there's physics involved.
Yeah, I know.
So just get it right.
Just
there's
be
been some
so many forward passes this year.
Like we mentioned before the pod, the Tigers won against the Dogs when the whole HOD started.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot about the forward pass leading to the HOD.
It was almost as bad as Latrell's one.
There's
when
been
they beat
heaps. But Reece throws so many forward passes. Like sometimes they pick him up, sometimes they don't. Like Brisbane are just renowned for it this year.
But he's running that fast, you can't tell.
Yeah,
That's why.
Yeah.
He's that far in front. He just throws it.
All right, let's get to the Unibet preview for this week, and we have covered a number of those games, right? Yep. So we'll touch on them now. We'll be very quick and sharp through this. We're not going to drag
We'll
it
have
on.
a quick look at the premiership market. Just for a very interesting point of what you said about the Canberra Raiders and how the Roosters are a threat. Because if you look, they're still not guaranteed being in the 8. But they're $18 to win the comp. The Dolphins are $400 to win the comp. So that gives perfect relevance to what you just said. And you've got teams above them like the Warriors and even the Sharks that can finish top 4. They're $21. Very good point.
Yeah.
Very
What
good.
are the Bronx paying? What are my outsiders paying?
Are they back to $11.50?
Okay.
You got them at $8.50, didn't you? Like round 2 or round 3.
20s.
He's a fantastic shopper, hence the beautiful pants he wears.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get through.
So we go to Brisbane, $2.23. $2.23. Mate, can I just say it's an absolute pleasure being here with you both every week.
Just carry on, mate.
Hurry up.
$2.23 the Broncos. $1.66 Melbourne Storm. Do they bounce back?
You know, the likelihood here is that Melbourne definitely bounce back and are a lot better than what they were last week. That is a given. You know, and just sometimes I tend to lean. Oh man, I'm looking at these teams now and I'm thinking Melbourne.
Melbourne are living, breathing certainties.
Wow.
Certainty. I'm backing my outsiders, the Bronx.
That makes me even more confident.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now looking at this Melbourne team,
Nah.
Can I just say,
They've fallen off the wagon.
I think it's more the fairy tale
the
me of
bound-
the fairy tale is in my head about Brisbane winning for top 4, and I'm not a massive, the Sharks like. I just feel like Brisbane deserved to be top 4 more than the Sharks for some reason, and I think that's what's swaying my vote here. But I've got to go in my head here, and I'm just looking at this team. Can you show me the pack, please? Nelson's starting. Yeah, they don't have Harry.
Yeah, the no Harry is definitely not ideal.
Their pack's definitely not what as strong as it has.
Katoa back is
I've got
unbelievable.
Melbourne's pack. Brisbane's pack ahead of them right now. As I look at this, definitely they got the better pack for this game. Halves. Well, we know who the better halves are. They've got the better fullback. Pappenhausen for me is, you talk about being rocks or diamonds, Reece. At least Reece's diamonds are actual, straight out of Africa.
They're blood diamonds.
Untouched. Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Big red blood diamonds.
Blood diamonds. Whereas Paps are just, the ones you get for your missus when you don't want to spend too much on an engagement ring,
Swarovski.
Yeah, they're like, William Hill, or Tim Hill, is it? What are they? Matthew, what are those fucking...
Michael Hill.
Michael Hill. I just named 4 fucking...
We're not getting a sponsor at Michael Hill this year.
Paps kills me. I love him as a player, but, he is just...
So here you go, mate.
Brisbane. We're going Brisbane. We're going Brisbane. Sorry.
for that.
Brisbane Storm.
All right, now, next one.
4 Pines. I'm
The
sorry.
The 4 Pines Eagles are looking to finish off their year $1.51 against Reni's
Jeez.
New Zealand Warriors $2.58.
I'm sorry, Waz fans. I just can't back his 4
actually-
Pines, Manly, DCE's last game
Yep.
at 4 Pines, or not at 4 Pines, but for the Manly Sea Eagles. And, respectfully, Waz, I think your season's over.
Well, they got the top 8.
Well, I know, but then they'll go straight.
It's not over, mate.
It's over.
He just shot Bambi.
Trust me,
Wow.
it's over.
All right,
So
well,
bang,
my
bang.
big thing here is Tom Trbojevic. I thought the last 2 weeks he's looked as healthy, as free flowing, fast, and effective as he has been in years. And I think home,
He looked like he was stepping on bindies all year, wasn't
remember,
he?
he did.
Oh, foot full of bindies.
The old cat's eye.
He was hop along for like
He had a rock in his boot the
he was
whole
like
year.
Anyway, so for that reason, I think and other reasons, but that's a big one, and I think they'll be too good, Manly.
Yeah, Manly.
All right, off to the Roosters' spiritual
like this
homeland.
This is
$1.24.
South's home
$4
game.
South Sydney. It is a line of 13.5 start.
I'm going South. Glory all day.
Yeah, what I would say is, I'm definitely going the Roosters, and I think they will win. But the $4 for South Sydney in any game against the Roosters is huge, massive overs that you just take a piece of.
And on the reciprocal, you'd say the opposite too. If South was $1.24 and East were $4,
Yeah, but you know what?
that's what it is.
As if it's not, I can't see it being a blowout. It's very rare that they are. There have been over the years, but very rare. South are coming off, they're in form for the first time this year pretty much, and they got, Cam coming back into the team. Even the start, what is it? I'd be just jumping.
13.5.
Oh, mate, 13.5. You're jumping on the Bunnies all day. That's what I think anyway. That's my call.
All right.
One Rooster, one Bunny. You're a Rooster too.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with the 13.5.
Oh, I hope Roosters beat him 50-0, I'll be honest with you.
We go to let's just say a little shout out to our man JC. He's been very entertaining. He's going to be down there at Wynn Stadium.
Yeah.
He gave you another shout out this
He's
week.
been giving me
did.
a few mentions, hasn't he?
He has.
I don't think that's sitting too well with the Dragons coach.
Oh, isn't it? He wants to come to your next negotiation.
He does. I'd love to take him in. I'd love to take JC in, but
He even said he'd be diplomatic and he wouldn't. He said, no.
I don't think he'd be diplomatic at all. I don't think it's going to do me any favours just with negotiations there with the situation at the Dragons. So.
All right.
So
So
strength, Penny Panthers, Penrith.
they're $4.60, the Dragons, $1.20.
Penrith all day. Thank you very much. And Bloodbath and Dragons are going to finish, 15th or 16th. And Buzz said it was a pass mark until he realised that they came 11th or 12th last year. So,
Pass mark?
But who's his mate? I'll leave that one to you. But next.
The Titans we have now, they're at home, $2.04 against the West Tigers, $1.80. They were a lot better last week against the Dolphins.
This is the hardest one, I think,
Yeah.
because neither of them,
Nothing to play
neither
for.
of them got anything to play for apart from
Well,
pride.
yeah, pride.
The Titans are wooden spooners no matter what.
At least Tigers go into a night out on the Gold Coast for Mad Monday. Straight to Melbourne.
Yeah, that's true. Packing the jeans for sure this week.
First thing's packed.
Yeah. Burley Pav, watch out. 5:30 game, they'll be there by 8:30.
I'm going to go
They'll be there by 8:30.
8:30.
So Benji might even be there as well.
100%.
He might even get around the golf in.
That's a bit. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tigers.
Yeah, I'll go Tigers too. I think they
And they're definitely.
I've really liked what I've seen out of the Tigers this year.
Pass mark for the Tigers?
Definitely
Pass, I was about to say, I was about to say
obviously
pass.
with the bloody
I'll give them a B plus.
with the wooden spoon
Yeah.
last year, but
Yeah.
Definitely a
Definitely.
pass mark. They're building.
last 3
Yeah.
years. But yeah,
They've been good to watch. All right. We go to your doggies at a core, $1.56.
This could by the time all the,
Cronulla, $2.44.
sorry, yes. By the time all these other games have been played, this could be a very important game.
yeah.
Obviously, with the top four, and what happens with Brisbane. So, they've named a strong team here, the Dogs. I hadn't seen their team until now. I didn't look at it yesterday when they come out. Because I've seen the team now, and I've, in my own mind, think that they're doing this because they want a strong performance and they want to win and they want form heading into the finals, I'm going to go with them.
Yeah.
I would have went the Sharks if they'd rested a couple or if there was any thought process that maybe the Dogs take this a bit easier this week. I don't see that, so I'm going them in a close one.
Yeah, I'm doggies. Where's Nick Otter? Is he injured?
Suspended, I think.
Is he? Yeah, no, Dogs.
Dogs?
Dogs all day. Sorry, Tommy Gunn.
Sorry, Tommy.
And is that it?
No, we've got 2 more games. We have the Sunday games. We have the Dolphins, $1.24 against a reserve grade Cairns Raiders.
Dolphins next.
Next. And then we have the Parramatta Eels, $1.24 at home, back in form.
Parramatta.
Can I just say, we put the faith in Braith last week.
We're going to do it again this week?
Are we going to put the faith in Braith?
Yeah, we'll give him.
You know what?
Shot.
We're going to give him the shield one more time. We don't even
I'm
need
going to take it on again.
Just wait. We're not there yet.
Sorry, mate.
Para.
We just want to give you kudos. You got the man, the Fox, straight away. I think he scored in the first 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Parramatta into the Fox, and I don't think Parramatta were favourites too, were they, playing the Warriors
No,
over there?
we agreed. Yeah, someone tipped the Warriors on the pod. I can't remember who.
Moana.
But yes, and can we say another pass mark?
Maui.
Yeah,
I like Moana better.
yeah. Can I just say pass mark Parramatta Eels?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely a pass.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Doing great
absolutely.
things. Rolsey unreal.
Iongi, Rookie of the Year. Or Toya.
Marky Mark. Oh no, he's
can't
getting
get it.
robbed.
Mine's Iongi, bro.
Yongi's been brilliant.
He's fucking
Such
so
a good
good.
player. He's only going to get better. I
He-
can't think on the run
he's a
for
gun.
Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Darley M's coming up soon. Not sure if I'm working on him or not, but...
Yeah, Para.
All right, going to go the Manly Seagulls this week to win and cover the margin. And so I'm going to think they're going to win and win well. I'm not prepared to go the 13 plus, but I'm very confident that they'll win. And I know that Tommy Trbojevic has been in outstanding form. Now, he will set up tries, but I believe he will score one to finish off the season. That is my pick of the week, and that is my faith in Braith.
Glory, glory.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you this time next week. And we have the Roosters jersey again. Pick the score, have some fun with it. And he's either going to be crying and he's either going to be laughing. Or next week, Roosters up
I'll
against
wear
the
my
Bunnies.
pleated pants next week.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.